Hello everyone, and welcome to the free and live Learn the Basics of Joomla 3.2 webinar hosted by cloudaccess.net. We are the official and exclusive host of the demo trial of Joomla at demo.joomla.org. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our company in just a little bit, but I want you to know that you can launch free and unlimited trials of Joomla through our platform every month. And each of those trials is active for 30 days. And today, I want to teach you how to develop your own Joomla instance. My name is Bernie, and I am going to be your host today and your presenter. And I want you to feel free to ask me questions. You can find that GoToMeeting slide out question area and post a question directly to me. Typically, I answer those questions at the end of the presentation, which will take about an hour. I also want you to feel free to tweet at me during the presentation if you'd like to, at Cloud Access. You see the Twitter handle down below. Email me at any time, webinars@cloudaccess.net, if you have a question while you develop your Joomla instance, and you can always visit us at cloudaccess.net as well. Just a little bit more about our company. We are unique because we not only do we host your Joomla instance, and we have the free 30-day demo trial, but we also offer phone support. And that makes us unique because we are the only hosting company out there that works exclusively with Joomla, and we pick up the phone and give you help developing your Joomla site. You can pick up the phone and call us or use our online ticketing system to get help as you develop. Now, we also provide a free managed backup service, and what that means is we save your work every day. And if you break your site somehow, you're working and you're developing, you break your site, you don't have to worry about it because we've got a recent copy of your site, and we can restore it for you at no additional charge. That's included in our standard hosting and support packages. Now, we also manage the Joomla platform for you. Remember, you can always launch a server, configure a database, and then install the Joomla software. We take all the second guessing out of the setup. We do all that work for you, and you can launch unlimited demo trials through our platform. Again, each trial is active for 30 days, and at any point you can upgrade to a paid hosting package and get one of our service level agreements for support. And if you need a custom domain name, that's not a problem. Now, today when we launch a demo trial site, we're going to use a free subdomain that's active and live on the internet for our website. But you can purchase domain names through us. If you already own a domain name, you can point that domain name to your new website hosted with us, or transfer a domain name that you own to our service. Now, I am going to be moving quickly through today's presentation, and I don't, if you're keeping up with us on a site at home, it might be difficult to keep up in some sections, but I am recording a copy of this, and a copy will be ready for you to review later today, and that's going to be on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/cloudaccess. Now, let me give you a preview of what we're going to talk about, but before I do that, Leon has posted that the sound quality is terrible. Folks, if you could let me know if you're also experiencing any sound difficulties. I'm showing that everything is sounding fine on my end, but we have many people attending today. If you could find that GoToMeeting slide out question area, just let me know what your sound quality is like. Let's see if Leon is experiencing that, and that's unique to that person, or Jessica saying it's a bit choppy, but I can still hear and understand you. Okay, sound is fine for David. I do apologize. I'm just going to check my connections here quickly. Sound is great for Virginia. Sound is fine. So unfortunately, Leon and Jessica, it sounds like that might be unique. Most people are responding that sound is just fine for them. If you would like to reconnect to the webinar, that might improve the sound quality. Hopefully it gets better over time. Let me know if that issue is persistent, if that keeps up. Just a preview of what I'm going to talk about today, though. I want to show you how to launch a free demo trial, and that site's going to be active in about 60 seconds. And after we launch the site, we're going to kind of walk through the welcome email, show you how to access the front end and the back end of your Joomla site, and then we'll talk about templates first. We're going to get into templates, show you the core templates that come with your Joomla instance. Then we'll reach out. We will install a third-party template that you can use to develop with. We are going to develop actually with the core template, but I'll show you how to install an additional template. There are many free templates out in the community. I'll show you how to access some of those. And then we're going to create content. We're going to create categories, articles, menu items, menus, and modules. All of that's going to take about an hour. We will also install an extension. And at that point, we'll open it up for questions and answers. So don't be shy, though. Tweet that question at me or post it in the GoToMeeting slide out question area. And we will answer your questions at the end and sometimes during the middle of the presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and close this presentation now, and I'm going to go to cloudaccess.net. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my Cloud Control Panel, or the CCP as we call it. Now, I've already registered for a site. Let me go back one page. If you haven't registered yet, go ahead and click on this register button, fill out the form, and you'll be automatically directed to your CCP or your Cloud Control Panel. And this is the place for you to manage and maintain your relationship with cloudaccess.net. You can do a number of things here. You can purchase additional products, domain names, SSL certificates, things like that for your website. You can get support here, submit support tickets, you can view your invoices, change your account details, payment, and contact information as well. You can also go to our knowledge base. I'll show you our knowledge base a little bit later, full of hundreds of how-to documents and videos. You can also log into CloudMail. CloudMail is an integrated email service that you can integrate right into your Joomla application. Now, what we're going to do, you see I have 10 active hosting products. Most of these, actually all of these, are demo trial sites. And I'm going to click on this new product button here to launch a new Joomla application. And the first part of the checkout process is choosing the product. I'm going to check that free demo trial. This is that free 30-day option. You can, of course, get that hosting package right off the bat if you'd like. Purchase domain names and a few add-ons as well, but we're going to go with the Joomla demo here and then select Joomla demo as well. We also host basic Linux hosting as well if you have a LAMP application that you'd like hosting, but let's click on Joomla demo. And here we have our domain options. Now, we're going to go with this last option. This is using a free subdomain, and the subdomain is .cloudaccess.net. We select the beginning part of this, and I'm going to select webinar 12/16/13 for today, December 16th of 2013, and we're going to see if that subdomain is available. Now, the subdomain again is .cloudaccess.net. You do have a few additional choices here. Some of the other choices here are to purchase a domain name right off the bat, transfer a domain name to our service, or point a domain name to your new site hosted with us. Again, you can do all of those things later on. If you just want to get that free subdomain, use this last option. I'll click on Next Step here. And I want to select which version of Joomla is right for me. Now, 3.2 is the latest version of Joomla. This came out in November of this year. It's about 6 weeks old. And there are other versions available. You can get the 3.1, 2.5, or 1.5 versions. Now, 1.5 was a long-term stable release, but that has reached its end of life. There is no real reason to launch a 1.5 instance anymore. 2.5 is still a long-term supported version of Joomla, and both 3.1 and 3.2 are short-term supported versions. 3.5 is the next long-term supported version, which is coming out in the spring of 2014. And you're going to be able to, if it's a 2.5, a 3.1, or a 3.2, it's a one-click upgrade. Okay, it's a pretty simple process. We do recommend you go with that 3.2 version. There may be a few tiny little bugs, but Joomla constantly releases updates, and it's a one-click update again to, if they do discover a bug, they'll update it right away. And again, go with the 3.2. If you have additional questions about which version might be right for you, you let me know. Let's go ahead and click on Next Step again. And we're going to be asked to review our order. Looks like our domain is available, webinar 12/16/13. And I'm going to go ahead and check out. Remember, no payment method is needed. This is our free demo order. We do not need to enter any payment information. I'll complete the order now. And what's happening is cloudaccess.net is grabbing that 3.2 package for me. It is connecting my subdomain that I created, and it's also sending, Cloud Access is sending me a welcome email. In just a moment, we're going to get a confirmation number for our checkout today, and will be sent back to our Cloud Control Panel where we can start managing that new Joomla instance. So today I'm going to create a site for an art gallery. And I've done a little bit of work, a little bit of planning on how I'd like the site to look and what type of content I want to include in the site. And again, the site's launching. It's going to take just another moment. While that's launching, let's go back to the internet. Let's go to cloudaccess.net. And just remind you that if you come down to Joomla webinars, the first webinar we're going to see on this list is today's webinar. This is the Learn the Basics of 3.2. And here we have the Beyond the Basics of Joomla 3.2. This one is Wednesday of this week. If you're attending this course, you are definitely encouraged to come back and check out the course on Wednesday, where you can learn even more about developing your Joomla site. It's typically more core Joomla features that we discuss here, but a lot of other extensions. We install other extensions as well. So I'm not receiving any other reports that people are experiencing bad audio. So hopefully this is coming through pretty crystal clear for you. So you're definitely encouraged to come back and attend this webinar. We have other upcoming special webinars as well, so stay tuned to this page if you'd like to. I also want to show off our YouTube channel for just a minute. youtube.com/cloudaccess. This is our YouTube channel. We have over 7,000 subscribers, close to 7,400 subscribers. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and every time we release a new tutorial or a new webinar, you will get a notification. And the channel's quite popular. We've got a lot of good content here. You can scroll down. I want to show you where this webinar is going to be later today. It's going to be right here under Joomla 3.0 webinars, and a number of other special webinars and a lot of great information here for you to look at. One more thing at our site I want to show off to you as our site gets launched here is to go to our knowledge base. If you go to our training, our knowledge base, we have hundreds of documentation, documents here and videos to help you develop. So you can come through and learn how to use your Cloud Control Panel, how to integrate Cloud Mail for you. In any version of Joomla that you're using, you can look up documentation and get some answers. So I'm going to return to my Cloud Control Panel here. Looks like the site is still being launched. Give me just another moment here. Well, this gets completed, and again we'll get a confirmation number, and I'll get a welcome email. This shouldn't take too much longer. And again, as I mentioned, we are going to develop a site for an art gallery today, a fictitious art gallery, but I've done a little bit of preparation and organizing how I'd like the site to look and getting some images and everything for the site. So just another moment, this will be ready. There it is. Here's our order confirmation. So notice here it says we'll receive a confirmation email shortly. And there's a lot of good information in that email, but I'm going to click on this Go to Dashboard button. And what this does, it takes me back to my Cloud Control Panel where I can select that site I just launched. So up at the top, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to Webinar 12.16.13. Click on that. And what I can do now is using these buttons down below, I can manage the instance. I can do quite a lot here. When I'm ready to upgrade to a paid hosting package, I can do that right here. I can create a backup for my site. Okay, I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. I can access my MySQL server. I can look at the application specifications and change passwords and things like that. I can enable error and access logs for the site. I can cancel the site if I like to. I can log directly into the back end of Joomla, which is what I'm going to do in just a moment. And we can get FTP, SFTP, SSH access and look at our server information. I can add some security features to the website and change domain names or transfer the service as well. I'm going to click on this button right here, log into Joomla. This is going to take me directly into the back end of my Joomla site. Just a moment as this loads. And so this is what the back end of my Joomla site looks like. This is also called the administration area, the administrator, or the control panel. So there are two views to your Joomla site, right? The back end and the front end. And remember, this is a content management system, and it's very robust. There are a lot of features here. You can do a lot of things. You can create new articles. You can create categories. You can have many different file types in your media manager. You can create menus and menu items. You can add modules. You can have users with different, you put your users into user groups, and you assign different permission settings, access control levels to those users to give them access once they register for your site. You can set some global settings for the site, manage your templates, manage languages, install extensions, and these buttons down here are new to Joomla versions 2.5 and moving forward. You can update your version of Joomla, or you can see if all of your extensions are up to date as well. Now notice at the bottom here, at the way bottom, Joomla 3.2.0, that's the version of Joomla we're using. That is the most recent stable version of Joomla 3.2. 3.2.1 is actually in testing right now. So once that becomes available, your site will be updated automatically. Notice here we have our logged in users. That's me. I'm the super user. I'm the person who created the site. And we do have a few post-installation messages. Now I'm going to click on review messages. There are a number of announcements, and two-factor authentication is a pretty cool new feature in Joomla 3.2, and here's some other information on how to get started with the site. There's a Joomla Beginner's Guide, and there is a Joomla forum where you can get questions as well. For right now, I'm going to hide these messages. I'm going to hide both of those messages, and then if I want to return to my control panel, I'll come to System and Control Panel at the top. And now my post-installation messages, those disappear, but they might reappear if Joomla has any announcements for you they'd like you to look at. You might see those the messages reappear there. Now, if you want to see the front end of your site from the back end, you can click on this link in the upper right-hand corner where it says Your Joomla Site. Click on that. That will take you to the front end of your Joomla site. And notice how we have some sample data. We have a site title here. We have this image. We have one menu item, the home menu item, a few modules off to the right side, a getting started article here, and this is actually a module, a breadcrumbs module at the bottom. I'm going to show you how to clear out all of this content as you get started with your Joomla instance. We're also going to talk about this template as well as we get started. Returning to the back end though, if you want to log off, you can click on this log out button, and that's going to take you to the secure login area. And on a second monitor, I've actually opened up my my login credentials. And for security purposes, I'm not going to show you that welcome email because it has a lot of information in it about how to access the site, including my username and password. But I'm going to copy and paste those into the appropriate fields, my username and password. Again, I got those from my welcome email that was just sent to me, and I'll log back into the application. Okay, and now remember, once you make your changes here And a lot of these options off to the left side, those are also available up at the top. We're going to do several of those today. Let's kind of illustrate how quickly changes can take place, and once you make your changes and you save them here, they immediately show up on the front end of your site. You see how easy it is to toggle back and forth between the two views. Let's go to our global configuration area right here. Global configuration makes sense. These are global settings for our entire site. And the only thing we're going to change right now is our site name. Notice how this says your Joomla site hosted with cloudaccess.net. I'm actually going to highlight this whole thing and change it to the art gallery. And whenever I want to save something, I'm going to click on the Save button in the upper left corner here. And I want you to notice that we get this green message. Whenever we save something successfully in Joomla, it means or we get the green message, that means we've done something successfully. Okay, so we get the green message. You may also receive a yellow message, which is a caution message. Well, we might receive one of those later, or a red message. A red message means we were unable to save. For instance, I think if I delete that title and try to save, we can receive that red message. Nope, I guess it's saved automatically, or it actually wouldn't let me save. Either way, let's return to the front end of the site and refresh the page. Notice how our site title changes, and that is now the art gallery. So changes take place immediately. Now, the next thing I want to start talking about is creating our own content. We are going to delete this content that we have here, but first we're going to start creating our own. And I want you to write this down. This is going to be really important as you start developing content for your site. There are three types of content. Okay, there are categories, and then into categories you save articles, and then you connect those articles to menu items. Okay, so it's very much like connecting the dots. First you have a category, and then you write different articles, and you connect that content to menu items. So if we look at the front end, this is the menu item, the home menu item, that's featuring the Getting Started category, or sorry, the Getting Started article, which is saved into a category. And I suppose first, before we actually create that content, let's talk about templates. Templates is a good place to start. The template is the overall look and layout of your site. You shouldn't think of a template as a website in itself. It's basically a framework that has a grid system for you to manage your content and display your content. The good thing about Joomla 3.2, I'm going to minimize this or make this window smaller. Joomla 3.2 is responsive. So I want you to notice how as I shrink this down to the size of a smartphone, for instance, this content got smaller and our images shrank. Everything looks pretty darn good. This is a responsive template. And that's the best part about Joomla 3 is that by nature, it is responsive. And not only is the front end responsive, but the back end is also responsive. So if I minimize this, notice how everything kind of becomes a little bit easier to manage. Everything still looks pretty good. You can actually manage your site fairly easily from a smartphone, or if we expand this just a little bit, from a tablet. Things still look pretty good. It looks like there's a few issues here with these boxes that'll probably be fixed on an updated version. So let's talk about templates specifically though. In the back end, to access your templates, let's go back to our control panel. Again, go System Control Panel. And we can go to Extensions and get to our Template Manager here, or again, use the quick link off to the left side under Configuration, go to Template Manager. I want you to notice how you have 3 or 4 templates already in your Joomla site. Okay, and some templates are for the site, which means the front end, and some are for the administrator, which means the back end. Right now we have the ISIS template for the administrator and the Protostar for the front end. You can change this star. Just click on let's change the administrative template to Hathor, for instance, and you see how we get a different look and feel for the back end. The Hathor template was developed for those who have visual impairments or would otherwise just like to see elements stand out differently. I've grown accustomed to the ISIS template, so I'm going to change it back. And let's change the site template to Bees 3, the front end. Notice we get our green message here. Return to the front end of our site and refresh the page. And notice how we get a different look and feel. And it's slightly different. We get a different banner here. Our modules are now off to the left side, and we have our images off to the right. We still have the same content, but things look a little bit differently. This template's a little bit harder to work with as we get started. So I'm going to change it back to Protostar and then return and refresh. Protostar is a nice template to work with as you get started. It has some very basic functionality and features, but it's a good place to start learning. And let's show you how you can make some changes to the site through the Protostar template. So we're going to click on Protostar, open it up. And here's some basic details about the Protostar, but let's go to Advanced. And notice how we have some template, background, logo options here, and different layout options as well. For instance, let's upload a logo to our site. I'm going to select, now I click on Select. Now this takes me to my Media Manager. Okay, these are folders and images that are already in my Joomla site. I'm going to show you how to delete those in just a little bit, but what I want to do, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. I'm going to upload a file. I'm going to choose a file from my computer and go to my Documents, my webinar images, go to my art gallery, and I'm going to select my logo. So here's my art gallery logo here. Select this, start the upload, and now I'll see that file in my Media Manager. I need to click on the image so the URL is complete down here, and then click Insert. So once that is in there, let's save. Let's return to the front end of the site, refresh the page. And notice how my site title is now replaced by my logo. And you know, this could be considered a module for our website, but that's done through the template. Every template's different, and sometimes they offer you the place to upload the logo through the template, sometimes not. Sometimes you have to do it through a module. The cool part about doing it through this template is that every page that we create, every new menu item that takes us to a new page of the website will feature the logo, and we'll be able to link back to the front page through the logo. Let's return to the back end. Template color, this is going to be the color for our headings, our buttons, our links, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change this from blue to black to match my site, and let's save that. Let's return and refresh, and you'll see the button here change, and this heading here, and these links off to the side. Let's refresh. Notice those change color. And then you also have the option in the back end to change the background color. Let's change that from blue to black as well. And save. Let's return and refresh. And now notice how the black background is now black. A lot of people, a very popular question we get is, how do I remove this white container? They'd like this to be, take their website to fill up the entire space of the monitor being used. And that is this option here, Fluid Layout. By default, it's set to static. If you select Fluid and select Save, and then return to the front end and refresh, notice how the website takes up the entire area. I have grown accustomed to having that container there, so I'm going to go back to static and then select Save and Close. Let's return to the front end, and now we have our white container again. Let's see. Now let's get back to what we were talking about before. Let's start creating our own content. Again, we talked about this briefly, but this is the step, the process for creating content. First, we're going to create categories, and then articles, and then menu items, and then lastly, we'll create some modules, and then we'll open it up for questions and answers. I don't see any questions posted yet. Again, if something occurs to you in this process, you want me to explain a little bit more, don't be shy, post that question. You can also raise a hand, and I can bring you live into the webinar in just a little bit. But returning to the back end, we're going to want to create some categories first. Again, let's go to System and Control Panel to return to our Control Panel. And what we'll do is we're going to go to our Category Manager here, also available under Content and Category Manager. Now, I really like the file folder icon that's used here for categories, because categories exist primarily in the back end of your Joomla site. They don't really exist on the front end at all. They're just a way for you to stay organized with your content. Let's go to our Category Manager. By default, you'll have one category. And I'm going to show you how to delete this later, but for now we're going to create our own new category by clicking on the New button. And whenever you create a new category, an article, a menu item, or a module, you'll want to pay attention to these asterisks. That's the required information. So I have to have a title for my category, but if you notice, there are no other asterisks. The title's the only thing you need. Now there are some publishing permissions, options available for the category itself, some other options over to the side as far as status, access levels, and languages, but the title's the only thing we need, so we're going to title this one Art Gallery Tours. Okay, if I select Save, it keeps the category open for me to work on. I get the green message, but it saves it for me. If I select Save and Close, it saves the category for me, kicks me back out to my category manager where I see my new category created. Let's open it once again. Let's select Save and New. And Save and New is going to save the old category but open up a new category for me to create. So I'm going to create a second category. I'm going to call this one Art Classes. And Save and New. And then we will call this, let's call it Theatrical Performances. So we have 4 categories now, 3 that we developed on our own, and remember our next step is to create articles. So we're going to create a few articles for our site, and we can access our article manager through articles here, and or we can also return to our control panel to create new, access the article manager. Now, just one point here that you can create nested categories too. You can create categories that are subcategories, and you can kind of have a multi-levels of categories. For instance, if I come over here and come to the parent option, I make art classes a subcategory of categorized, uncategorized, and save and close. Notice how you can have the nested categories, okay? And if you might be asking yourself right now, how am I going to do this with my content? If you don't have a whole lot of content, you may only want one category. But if you're going to have a lot of articles, you're going to want to create multiple categories, perhaps nested categories, to stay organized, because it helps in the future when you come back to do an article search. Let's open up that category. I want to change that back just to having no parent. Let's save and close. So we can go back. Let's go to our control panel. And let's go to our article manager now, also available under content and article manager. Same place, number of ways to access the same area in Joomla. Now notice we have one article. That's the Getting Started article. If I return to the front end of the site, that's this article here. Okay, notice if I refresh the page, we're not going to see any additional changes. That's because categories exist in the back end. Now what we're going to do is we're going to replace this Getting Started article with our own Welcome to the Art Gallery article. So in the back end, in the article manager, let's click on the New button to create a new article. And again, we need a title. So I'm going to title this one Welcome to the Art Gallery. And then really important that you put this in the right category. So which category do I want to save this in? I should probably have like a general miscellaneous category, but for now, let's just put it in Art Gallery Tours, I suppose. And down below here is where I edit my content. I start writing my content. And for right now, I'm going to put in some keystrokes. But if I want to change the color of this text, or if I want to change the font of this text, or even the size of this text, I can't really do it using this editor. Okay, this is a very basic editor, and it's much improved from older versions of Joomla, but it is a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. You don't get very much at all. I want to show you how to get a new editor for your site that's really going to help you create some great content for your articles. And really format those and have a lot of options while you're formatting and creating content. So for right now, I'm going to actually save and close this article. So here you see our article. in the Article Manager, welcome to the Art Gallery, but we want to install an extension. And if you're new to Joomla, this is one of the best parts about the Joomla content management system, is that it's extendable. You can reach out into the community and grab one of thousands of extensions and plug it into your site. Now, there are so many core Joomla features, and whenever possible, we recommend that you stick with just core Joomla. Joomla on its own can do so much, but let's return to our control panel. We're going to come back to this article in just a moment, but we're going to go to our extension manager. So let's go to install extensions here, or you can go to extensions and extension manager right here. Now, there is an install from web tab, and this is new to Joomla 3.2. This is a brand new feature. Okay, let's go ahead and click on this, and what this is going to do, it's going to take us to a place directly in the back end of our Joomla site where we can browse the Joomla extensions directory. Okay, you see a number of popular extensions here, and like Akiba Backup, this is an extremely popular extension for helping you create backups for your site. This is non-commercial, which means it's free. JCE Editor right here, this is a very popular extension. This is one that we are going to install in just a moment, but this is like a place for you to reach out into the extensions directory directly from the back end of your site. All videos, another really popular plugin. Or what you can do is, if you go to this Help tab, you can come down to Joomla Extensions. Click on this. That's going to take you directly to extensions.joomla.org, where you can find additional extensions. Now, if, again, core Joomla has so many features, but if you want a calendar for your site, there's no core Joomla calendar. You can come to this category here. If you would like a shopping cart, you'd come to e-commerce. If you would like a map, come to maps and weather. Okay. If you would like a photo gallery, come to photos and images. All right. There are thousands of extensions here. You see that there are 7,352. Those are for Joomla 2.5 and 3.2 versions. There's also an older Joomla 1.5 archive with thousands of more extensions for 1.5 sites. Again, you can also search up in this search for different extensions. We're going to stick in the back end though, and what we're going to do is we're going to click on JCE here. We're going to get the JCE editor. Notice that there are different types of extensions too. We have the component, module, plugin, and a specific add-on. There are different types. A component takes up a lot of space. They're larger pieces of software you're adding to your site. Modules they really go in just one module position. Plugins go into, they're really just enhance the functionality of the site, and then specific add-ons are much the same thing. Let's talk just a little bit about modules. Okay, modules go in different positions on the site, and they can go in off to the right side here, into the middle, like these are modules here, and then of course one at the bottom. We'll show off the Protostar module map here in just a little bit as we start creating new modules for our site. But for now, let's just keep on pace here. Let's install the JCE editor, which is a component, a large piece of software. We'll install this, and what I want to do is I want to install. Click on this, and I believe, yep, here's the package right here. We'll click on install. And this should be updated with the most recent version of the JCE editor. Notice how we get our green message letting us know that the installation was successful. So with this case, we didn't actually reach outside. Well, Joomla did it for us. Joomla installed it for us. If I return to Content and Article Manager, we open up that article we just created. Notice how the editor is still the same. It's still the same editor. Just like we can tell Joomla to change our active default templates, we can also ask Joomla to change our active default editors. So we're going to do that. I'm going to save and close this, and I'm going to go to System, and I'm going to go back to Global Configuration. Remember, we were here once already when we changed our site title, our site name. I'm going to scroll down here to Default Editor, and right now we're using the Tiny MCE editor. I'm going to change this to JCE. You see Joomla recognizes it. We just installed it. Let's select this. Select Save and Close. Now let's go back to Content and Article Manager, and notice here that we have our recently added articles, kind of a quick link to get back to what you are working on. So here is that article, and notice our editor now. Notice how many more features we have. Okay, this is why the JCE editor is so great. Many of these features you're familiar with if you've used any type of word processor in the past, and you can do a number of different things with font and all that, and you know, you're familiar with a lot of these. Some of these you might not be familiar with. I'm going to delete that content, and very quickly I'm going to go to the internet, and I'm going to search for lorem ipsum. I'm just going to go get some filler text for our articles. Lorem ipsum, it's just that, it's dummy text. I think it's Latin, but it doesn't really mean much at all. So I'm going to copy this paragraph and heading, but notice how there's some formatting here. We have bold text, we have a font. Let's return to our article now, and I want to paste that in, but I don't want to paste that formatting in, and that's a pretty consistent thing when you're developing on the web. You don't want to paste in pre-formatted text, because that formatted text, it can be potentially damaging to your site. We've actually seen people crash websites because they had really highly formatted text that they just copied and pasted into an article. Instead, I want you to use this little clipboard in the editor. And what that's going to allow you to do is paste as plain text. So what you do is you paste your text in here, and then click Insert. And notice how it erases all that formatting. And then you can use the editor to format your articles. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make that heading a heading 2. And I do that on purpose because web crawlers, web spiders, search engine crawlers that start to index the content on your website, they index these heading 2s. If I go to the HTML version, click on Toggle Editor here, this gives you the HTML version of the article. Notice how this is a H2 tag. Our search engine, the web crawlers, they index that H2 and H1 tags. So that's just one way to help people start finding you on the internet. There are many other things you can do, but that's just one. Let's talk about some other popular questions, how to use this editor. Let's insert an image, a really popular question. I'm going to put my cursor right where I want the image to appear. I can insert an image in a number of ways. I'm going to scroll down. I can click on this image button below the article. And again, this takes us to our Media Manager where we were before, where I can upload that logo or another image just as we did. I prefer, however, to use this little picture frame button within the JCE editor. Click on this little picture frame. It's really, really functional. This is the Image Manager through the JCE editor. Now, these are the same images in the Media Manager. Notice here's that logo I already uploaded. What I can do, I can browse my computer here. I'm going to browse, and I can select an image. Just as we did before, I'm going to select my Art Gallery image here and upload. And what I've done is I've uploaded that to my Media Manager. If I try to click Insert, I'm going to receive this warning saying a URL is required. Please select an image. All I really did was upload that to the Media Manager. I need to still select the image down here so that the properties are complete up here in the preview. So I'm going to click on the Art Gallery. Notice how the preview is there now. I get my URL. And you can change dimensions here just a little bit. But it's definitely recommended that you get those images down to size before you get them into your Joomla site. Okay? Use some type of image editing software. Joomla is not an image editing software. So get that down to size before you get it in here, and go ahead and click Insert. So now I get my image in there. The text kind of looks funky. What I want to do, I want to wrap text around the image. So I'm going to highlight the image. I'm going to go back to the Image Manager here. And notice how we have here alignment. Watch what happens in the preview area when I select left alignment. The text jumps up and around the image. It's really close to the image though. I can add in a margin. I'm going to put in 10, and that's for pixels, and that will stay equal values on all sides there. And let's update. Okay, I'm going to save the article now. I like to save often. Another really popular question though is how do I look at the full text? Now I can use my drag and drop feature here to make the area I'm viewing the article a little bit bigger, or I can click on this button here to toggle to the full screen mode, and that lets me view the article in its entirety. Okay, Let's go back. I'll probably show you a few additional options with the JCE editor a little bit later, but let's save and close this article. And now that article is done, let's return to our control panel. We installed the JCE. Let's return to the front end of the site, refresh the page, and notice how nothing changes still. Nothing's going to change here because we still have our last step to complete, which is the menu item. So what we're going to do, we're going to replace this menu item, the home menu item, with the article we just wrote. Okay, let's go to the back end of the site, and we're going to go to our menu manager. Now, we have two menus right off the bat. Okay, we have our main menu and our user menu. I want you to do this. If you're planning on coming back and attending our course on Wednesday, I want you to select the user menu and I want you to delete it right off the bat, because I want to show you how to build it from the ground up. It's really important how to learn how to attract users and how users come into your Joomla site. And remember, your Joomla application, your Joomla instance, can support thousands of concurrent users. So it is important to learn how to use the user menu, and that's why it's here by default. So, you know, if you want to leave it, you can leave it, but I suggest you delete it. I'm going to delete it right off the bat. I get this warning here. I'm going to say OK. And now that is permanently gone from my website, that menu. And I'm going to open up my main menu. Now, Brandy did post a question, is there a free image editing software I recommend? There is one, Brandy. I'm going to show you that in just a little bit. But for now, we're just going to stick on this track here. We're going to use this home menu item. Now, there are many different menu items that we can create. This one in particular is a single article menu item type. You can create many different menu item types. You can do a featured articles, which we'll do in just a little bit. You can display content on the site, many different articles on one page. You can do contact forms. You can do external URL links, drop-down menu item. There are so many different things. But for now, we're just going to stick with single article. Let's open up the home menu item. Click on it, open it up. So here's our menu item type, again, single article. We're going to stick with that now, but if I click on select, you see all your different options. Okay, you can do smart searches and news feeds and that whole user manager area where you create your registration and login forms. Okay, I'm going to close this though, because we're going to leave this just as single article. This is very important. Notice how we have the asterisk here, getting started. Okay, this is linking to the getting started article right now. I'm going to select a different article. I'm going to select the Welcome to the Art Gallery article we just wrote, and I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. Notice how this is assigned to our main menu. A lot of different options here for this particular menu item type. Good things to ask questions about during the Q&A or to just explore on your own as you start learning. But let's return to the front end, refresh the page, and notice how we finally get our own content on the page. So here's our Welcome to the Art Gallery article. Now, the last thing we want to do, we're going to create more content here in just a minute, but we want to delete these modules. We want to get these out of here, and we want to start creating our own modules. So let's return to the back end. I'm going to save and close this menu item. And I want to return to my control panel, and I want to start deleting those modules. First, I'm going to go to our knowledge base, and I'm going to go to Products, and I'm going to go to Themes and Templates. And these are third-party template providers. Okay. Now, there's a lot of information here about how we help our clients install templates, but remember, we're using Protostar. So if we go to Protostar, that little drop down here, we have download the Protostar module map. I'm going to open this up. These are all of the different positions I have for my modules. Okay, I have my logo here, my position 0, position 1, banner. I have left side and right side modules, position 3. This is where my content goes, where that article will go. And once I select all these different positions, my content gets shrunk down into this one little location. I've got a position 2 and then a footer as well. So if I go back to the Templates and Themes page, notice we have links to all of these third-party template developers. Okay, there are some really great developers out there. These are the templates, the developers that we approve. We like their products. We'll actually, if you purchase a hosting and support package from us, we'll install any of these templates for you from these developers as part of our service. And if you go to Joomla, for instance, they've got great templates there. All of these template developers, they've got really great stuff. So you can install different templates through this area. In fact, maybe we will install a different one later. If you guys want to know how to do that, let me know. Let me know if you want to see some other free 3.0 templates. There's a couple links here to other 3.0 templates like Joomla's T3v3, a really cool free template framework to work with. But let's go ahead and I'm going to keep this module map open, and we want to return to the backend. We're going to go to our module manager right here, also available under extensions and module manager. And notice how we have all of these modules listed. Okay, we have all of these modules listed. In fact, if I go and show all of them up here, show all of the modules, there's 30-some modules in the site. Most of them, they're assigned to no pages or assigned to no positions, and they're assigned to no pages. And Joomla does this on purpose. They want you to see what's available. These are all core Joomla features. Okay. Notice some of these at the bottom are assigned to pages, and they are assigned to positions, and they have pages. So what we want to do is we actually want to delete these. I'm going to delete all of these out of the site except for one, and that's going to be the main menu module. That's this module here, this menu that appears. So in the back end, I'm going to select all of these. Select all of these modules. Then I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find that main menu, which is right here. Main menu, notice it's in position 1, and it's on all pages. Okay, I'm going to deselect that one. I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to return to the front, return to the top, and then click on the trash button. I don't want to raise any red flags. You actually aren't permanently deleting these from your site, and you can also always click on the new button to create any of these. Lots of functionality: feed displays, archived articles, searching, right? Click on trash. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the green message letting me know 27 modules are successfully trashed. Okay, I can use the filter over here off to the right side, or off to the left side, I mean. Click on trashed, and I can view all of those trashed modules. I can actually select them all and empty the trash. Let's do that. Oh, an error has returned. There was a bug. That is a bug. It's not letting me delete all those for some reason in 3.2. But we're going to get back to our module manager. And let's just go back to our publish module. So here's our one main menu publish module. Now if I return to the front end, let's go ahead and refresh the page. Notice how all of those other modules disappear. Okay, the flower image, our side modules, those disappear. We're going to recreate a few now. And we've done just a little bit of development with the site. We have an art gallery logo. We've got one welcome article, but let's say we want a nice big banner to show off what our company's all about, a nice big art gallery image. I'm going to create a module for that. First, I'm going to go to my module map, and I need to pick a position. The position I want to use is going to be the banner position. Okay, it shows up a nice big wide banner for my company, for my art gallery, and that's going to appear. You see, it's going to go right below our position 1, our navigation bar, right below the navigation position 1. Returning to the back end, we'll click on New. How do you know which type of module to pick? Well, there's only one module here that's going to allow you to create your own custom images and text, and that's the custom HTML module. 9 times out of 10, this is the module you'll be creating when you do create one. So let's click on custom HTML. Again, if you have questions about what the other modules, how they function, don't be shy, ask me. Jessica already posted a question. She'd like to see more about templates. We will have time to show you more about those. We'll actually install an additional template. But let's go to what we do. We have our image editor here. This looks a lot like when we create our articles, but it's a custom HTML module. First, I'm going to go to the image manager. I'm going to upload a new image. I'm going to browse my computer. And I have a nice big banner here. I'm going to use this one. I've already pre-sized this in Brandy. I'm going to show you the editing software I use in just a moment. Let's upload that. And now I have my banner. Select it. All my details are here. You see it's a pretty wide banner, but kind of thin or kind of short. So there's the banner. Let's go ahead and select my position next. Really important. Which position do I want this to appear on? And what we're going to do is go. Notice how here's the Bees 3. These are all of my templates that appear here. So I'll go down to Protostar and select that banner position. And let's go ahead and save. We're going to get, I didn't title it. Yep, notice I got my warning. I'm going to title this my Art Gallery Banner. I got my yellow message. Let's save again. It should save for me now. I get my green message. There we go. Let's return to the front end and refresh. And did I not assign this? Oh, it didn't save my position because I didn't have the title. So let's go back. Let's select banner position again and save one more time. And now if I come back to the front end and refresh, notice how I get my nice big art gallery banner. I don't really like the title there, so let's go ahead and hide that in the back end. Just click on Show Title. Let's hide it and save again. Return and refresh, and the title's now gone. All right, let's quickly create some more content here in the last few minutes we have before our Q&A session. Let's create a few inside landing pages for our site, and we'll get to your questions and answers. I'll kind of show you how quickly all of this can take place. In the back end, I'm going to save and close this module. We are going to create a few additional modules too, but for now, I'm going to go back to Content and Article Manager. Remember, here's that Getting Started article. It's probably safe to delete this already, so I'm just going to select it and delete it, throw it in the trash, so now that's gone. And again, using these filters, I'm going to go ahead and select Status, select my trash articles, select that Getting Started article. I'm going to empty the trash. This permanently removes it from my site. So now that's completely gone. Okay, we'll go back to all of our articles. So here's the one, Welcome to the Art Gallery. Let's click on New. Let's go ahead and title this one Art Classes. Let's put this in the, actually, you know what, let's do Drawing and Painting. Drawing and Painting classes. We'll put this in the Art Classes category. I'm going to paste in as plain text again. Make that a heading 2. And let's insert an image. Browse my computer. I find this repetition is helpful, especially for our new users. And then we upload. You can select multiple images at once if you like. Let's go ahead and insert. Actually, we'll go back. We'll do left alignment on that one too. We'll do right alignment this time with a margin of 10. And update. There we go. And save a new. Drawing and Painting classes. Let's do Sculpting classes. We'll put this in the Art Classes category. Paste as plain text again. Heading 2. Another image. Browse my computer. Let's do Sculpture and open and upload. Select right alignment with a margin of 10 and insert. And save and close. Now there are many other features here like linking. If we wanted to link to articles within our website, we highlight the text and we click on the little chain link here to link. Let's link it back. We can select our own content. So if we wanted this to go to our front page, we could link to Welcome to the Art Gallery there and insert. And notice how the text is highlighted blue now. If we want to link this to an outside website, we can click on link again. And let's just say we're going to link this back to just our YouTube channel perhaps. Just copy the URL, come back, and we paste this right here. And you can have that target open up into a new window, update. So now we have 2 links. We'll check those out on the front end. Save and close. Let's do one more article. I'll title this one Art Gallery Tours. Put this in the tours category. Paste as plain text. Oops. Insert. Make a heading. Again, those headings can be really important. And let's go ahead and upload one more image. Let's see here. Which one should I use? I suppose we can just use, it's a fairly large image, but we can upload. It might be too big. Nope, looks like it's okay. Looks like it's really large here. Again, get those images down to size before you get them into your site. But we'll do left alignment. There we go. Oops, should do a margin. And save and close. Now, all right. So notice now we have our 4 articles. This little green check mark means that it's published. It's active. All right. Yeah, I can unclick this. So, for instance, let's unpublish. Welcome to the Art Gallery. If I return to the front end and if I refresh the page, notice even the tab says error 404 article error, and once the page loads, I get my 404. I unpublished the article, so it's not going to show up on the front end. If you ever run into this on your site, you get that 404, it means that something has become unlinked, and you got to go back and check or unpublished, make sure everything's published. If I publish that again and return and refresh, that will now return, and that article will load for us. The other option here is to feature certain articles. So what we're going to do is we're going to feature 2 articles, the sculpting class and the painting classes, and we're going to create a featured article menu item. So let's go back to menus, main menu, and add a new menu item. We already have the one, which is the home. Let's select the menu item type. Remember, the one we have so far, it's an article. It's a single article right here. We're going to do featured articles. We featured those 2 articles, so those will show up on the front end. Let's go ahead and title this one Art Classes and save. Let's return to the front end and refresh. So notice how we have art classes here. That takes us into an inside landing page with our 2 articles. However, a couple things I want to fix here. Number one, I don't want my banner on this page. And there's these details here, and the formatting of this doesn't really look right. So first, let's go remove this module from this page. All right. So let's save and close this menu item. We're going to go back to our module manager. Let's open up that Art Gallery banner. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Menu Assignment. Right now this is on all pages. Let's select only the pages selected, and then let's remove it from Art Classes and save. Now if we return to the front end and refresh, the banner's gone from this page. But I still get these details here that I don't really like, and then I still get my format that I don't really like as well. Okay, so let's go and fix that. That's in the article itself. Okay, so let's go back to Content and Article Manager. This is a really popular question. How do I get rid of all of these details that are published that I don't really like on those inside landing pages? We're going to go to the Options button here off to the right side. And notice how under the Articles tab, under Article Options, all of these options are set to hide or show or yes, many of them anyway. I'm going to say hide. I'm going to show my site, my title, but I'm going to say no or hide to everything else. And it's going to hide all of that ugly stuff. There's a lot of useful features here like read more. You might want to leave that to show and show title to read more, but let's hide everything else and save. Let's return and refresh. Notice how those details are now gone. Let's now fix our layout. That's also done here under blog featured layouts. Leading articles, let's see, can we do 2? Let's do that and save. Return and refresh. Now we have 2, and they look okay, but let's say, do I want to get them side by side here? Let's do 0 leading, 2 columns, and save. So just to illustrate, there's a number of different ways you can lay out your content. I kind of like side by side like that. Because we have one more piece of content that we created, let's just go ahead and add a 3rd menu item. And then we'll get to Q&A. We're going to go to main menu, add a new menu item. This time, let's show you how to do a drop-down menu item. Select a menu item type. This will be another article. It'll be a single article. And let's title it Art Gallery Tours. Select, we already selected the menu item type. Let's select which article we want to link. This is the most important step. We're going to select Art Gallery Tours. This is going to go in our main menu, so let's save it. And now let's return and refresh. That appears here. So here's the Art Gallery Tours article, but we want this to be a drop-down. Let's put it as a drop-down under the Home menu item. So what we're going to do over here is look for Parent Item. And right now it says Menu Item Root. I want to put this under Home. That makes Home the parent, and Art Gallery Tours is the child. So let's save. Let's return and refresh. So notice how it disappears here, and now it's a drop-down menu item, a really popular feature. Let's go back to our home page, and there we go. Let's create just a few additional modules. Let's do a right-side menu module. People like to feature their main menu in different positions off to the site. So let's go back to Extensions and Module Manager. Let's pick a position for this. We're going to put this in position 7 off to the right side. So let's click on New. This time it's going to be a menu module. We only have one menu, so we're going to keep our main menu and select our position first. Come over to Protostar and select right position 7. Let's title this Side Menu. Notice how you can start publishing and finishing publishing on certain modules. Menu assignment, let's do only the pages selected again. We'll deselect art classes and save. Now, if we wanted to select a different menu, here we do that here. If we have a different menu created, but again, we only have one. So let's return to the front end and refresh. Notice here's our side menu now, and it shrinks our content down in this one little area. We can put something off to the left side, and it will shrink even more. But for now, I want to get to your questions, see what you want to know, and we'll keep developing. Remember, you can raise a hand, and I can bring you live into the webinar if you have questions. Brandy says, is there a free image editing software that I recommend, maybe through Chrome? Well, I like to use a software online. It's free to use, and it's called pixlr.com, pixlr.com. It's really easy to use, and it's free. You go to this first option here, the photo editor, and you can create a new image, open up an image from your computer. So here, you can create a new image if you like to, use their features to draw. But let's go ahead and open an image from my computer. And if all you're doing is resizing, you can open like this is a really large background, right? But I could go to Image and Image Size. Notice it's huge. I want it to just be like one small, maybe 300 pixel image here. Just resize, say OK. That's a lot smaller. And I just save that to my computer very simple. Save it here. Well, I don't want to overwrite that original, so yeah, you just save. Really, really simple. And there's actually quite a few options here for layering, and you can create banners and buttons and things here. It's pretty cool little software. So pixlr.com is what I use. There's also GIMP, G-I-M-P, which is another free software that you have to download, but it is free. It's really comprehensive. It's a lot more functional. It's more like an Adobe Photoshop type of software. Okay, hopefully, Brandy, that helps you. Let me know if you have more questions. Jessica posted, I would like to see more templates if you have time. Sure. So we were already on this templates and themes page, right? So for instance, okay, there's some free templates here, right? You can go to any of these developers, and let's go to Rocket Theme, for instance. Let's go to Rocket Theme templates. Each template developer, they typically develop on a different framework, okay? And I happen to know that Rocket Theme develops on the Gantry framework. But if we go back to the templates page, I think UThemes is on here somewhere. Oh, no UThemes? Huh. Oh, here they are. UTheme is another popular template developer. They develop on the Warp framework. Okay. There's also the Bootstrap framework, which is extremely popular. The template we're using, Protostar, is developed on the Bootstrap framework. So many frameworks out there. UThemes are cool. Actually, I met these guys at the Joomla World Conference in Boston last month, and they're from Europe somewhere. Great company, though. They've got lots of really popular stuff. Their widget kit tool, lots of different tools here. But excuse me, at Rocket Theme, hold on one sec, folks. Give me a. So at Rocket Themes, if you are looking for a template, you'll go to Joomla. And let's go to view their Joomla templates. And here's all their 2013 templates. They come out with one new template every month. Let's go check out Paradigm, this month's template. You can demo. Typically, you can demo the template before you use it. And so what you'll do is you'll purchase a membership for Rocket Themes, and you'll have access to all of their templates, and you can get updates, continual updates as well. So notice here's the Paradigm template. You can look at features, you can look at their module positions, module variations, topography sets, all types of cool stuff. You know, it's much more kind of pretty to look at than the standard Protostar template that comes with your site. So now notice here in the demo, this image rotator. It's a really popular feature. If we click on these buttons, oh, it's trying to load additional images, but there's only one image here, but it looks like that image rotator, usually functions like that come with the template itself, which is pretty cool. This would be the same thing. Or maybe this is just illustrating how the template is responsive. It looks good on all different types of devices. And look, you have some options here. Yeah, this is the Gantry framework again. You have many different options here for editing the template. So yeah, some cool stuff. Cool stuff. If you want to, again, you can download one of the free templates. For instance, let's illustrate how to download Meet Gavern. This is from Gavic Pro. This is a free template, and I'm going to go to free download here. Sometimes they want you to sign in. No, I just want to download. Can I download somewhere? I don't want to register. I think I already did, though. No. Let's go back. Let's not do Gavic Pro. Let me close some windows here. Let's do the Joomla T3 V3. This is a popular framework. This is the T3 V3 framework. Many people use the T3v3. We actually hosted a webinar with them recently too. Let's download T3v3. I think it's already in my downloads folder here. One moment here, folks. Let me clear out my downloads. Delete. Yes, okay. Now, you're going to have a number of options as you download a template. Now, here's the template framework package, which just gives you the framework. The quick start for 2.5 or 3.2, this comes full of sample data, preset articles and modules and all sorts of stuff. The T3 blank template, I always go for the blank template so I can build from the ground up, so I'm going to go ahead and download this. This is for 3.2 and 2.5. Remember, it's got to be compatible with the version of Joomla you're using. If it's not compatible, if I downloaded a 2.5 template that wasn't ready for 3.0, if I downloaded that and put that into my in my 3.2 site, I would break the site. But let's download this, and it's nice they have the changelog here. You can see how they've changed it over time, but let's download. I'm going to put this in my downloads folder, T3v3 blank. It's a zip file too. If you're installing from the web, it's got to be a zip file, .zip. Really important to remember that. Let's save that to my downloads folder. We'll return to the back end of our Joomla site now and save and close. So before we showed you how to, when we went to extensions and extension manager, remember we showed you how to install from the web, right? But if we want to upload that package manually, we come here to the upload package file, we choose the file. I'm going to go to my downloads folder. Here's that T3v3 zip file. We'll select it and upload and install. It's going to take just a moment to install. We get our green message here letting us know that there are plugins to be installed and enabled. Okay, so the template came with some plugins too that we need to go and view. But let's go to our template manager, and it should be there. And here it is, T3v3 blank, and it's a site template. Let's change our default template to T3v3. Let's return and refresh, and we're going to get an entirely different look and feel. Yeah, notice we get an error actually. T3v3 plugin is not enabled. So we actually, it's important to look at those different messages as you install things. We need to go to our plugin manager, and let's search for T3. Nope. Let's clear it out. Let's kind of just scroll through and see if we can't see it here. There are lots of core plugins that come with your site, some cool functionality. Are we displaying all? We are. Where is that T3v3 plugin? I am not seeing it. Weird. I'm just trying to show you how to install a template. And I don't see a T3v3 plugin. Shoot. Weird. Let me go back to that extension manager. Let me grab that. Jessica asked if the T3 webinar is available on our YouTube channel. It is. I'll show you how to get there in just a little bit. Let's go to upload package file. I'm going to just overwrite that file, select it, upload and install. It just overwrote it. I'm trying to see if there's a link here to the, it's got a document. This goes to their documentation page. There are video tutorials. It's not really helping me. I just wanted to show you a quick change of the template. Jessica, I hope I gave you enough to work off of to get the basics of what a template is. I need to return to the back end of my site, which I think I deleted it actually. Here we go. Let's go back to our template manager. Let's just get our site back online with Protostar here. I should come back to normal, which is what we want. Yeah, shoot. So youth theme, warp, master theme is another free template. They might have you register. Let's download master theme. Are these for 3.0? 3.2, buy now, nope, these aren't free. Not free templates. Anyway, Jessica, I hope I gave you enough to work off of. You do have to purchase a template membership to those developers. Jessica says yes, thanks. Let's show you quickly, if you do go purchase that membership with Joomla T3 V3, come to our YouTube channel and scroll down and go to our special Joomla webinars. We did a T3 V3 webinar with many webinars listed here. It's right here. I'm going to send you a link to this directly. This is about a 90-minute session on Joomla T3 V3 that we did with them. And I'm going to send that to you. So you should have just gotten a link to that, Jessica. Jessica also said, would permanently deleting something like you just did be an instance where Joomla could retrieve it from a backup? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, let's show you how to back up your website. Okay, so this is going to be let's go to our article manager, or let's go to our category manager. Just a moment. Okay, so let's delete. I'm trying to think what's the best thing I should do. Or let's do this. Let's go to our module manager. Let's delete all of our modules. Select all of our modules and trash. And now I get the yellow green message. Let's go to our filter. Let's go to our trashed modules, and we're going to permanently delete those. Actually, let's go back. Let's select our main menu. Let's publish our main menu. Let's publish our art gallery banner again. And let's publish our side menu. So now we just undid that. All right, so now those three are still there. What we want are still there. Let's go to our cloud control panel. So we're in our instance. Remember, this is our webinar 12.16.13. I'm going to go to Manage Backups. Let's create a backup of our site. Now, no backups created. We just created the site today, so I'm going to click on Create Backup. We're going to do a full backup, database and files. So the larger the site is, the longer the backup takes to create. But we're going to do a full backup of the site. Should be ready. Backup is complete. So here we have that backup. Now let's get in our site. Let's jack it up. Select all these. Trash. Let's go to our trashed. Well, we couldn't do this before, could we? Let's go to our trash articles. Let's select them all and empty the trash. Yeah, that error occurred. We weren't allowed to do that. But let's go to our menus, main menu. Let's select our menu items and trash them. We get the red message. It had to keep the one article or the one menu item there by default. It always does that. Let's select all of our articles. Trash. And let's go to our search tools. Go to our trashed articles. Select them all again and empty the trash. Now they're completely gone. If I return to the front of the site, refresh, 404, no content, no menus, no modules, everything's broken. And I permanently deleted some of that stuff. If I come to my cloud control panel, what I can do, I can come to this backup I created and select Restore All. I can also download those files to my computer, or I can delete them. Okay, I'm going to click on Restore All, And with one click, it's restoring from a backup. So if I ever do create a lot of changes in one day, I can make that backup before I start and restore. And what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to close those pages. Let's go back to our Joomla instance here. I should be able to get back to my dashboard somewhere. There we go. Go back to the Joomla instance, and now we'll log directly into Joomla, logging back in, and what we'll see in the back end is that the articles are back as they were before when we took the backup. The modules are back, and if we go to the front end, this site is back. Jessica says, brilliant. Yep, it's a cool feature. Really important. You can create and manage your own backups, and remember, the best part about Joomla is that it's an open source content management system, which means it's free. You own what you create, and in your 30 days that you have with Cloud Access, you know, you're using our backup system, you're using all that, but you can download those backups, okay? You own what you create with Joomla. You can take it with you. Really important. I hope that helps you. Leon posted a question. There is a banner module. The banner module displays the active banners from the component. What does this mean? It's a good question. And you know, you can install components, like we installed the JCE editor, but your core Joomla site comes with a banner system. And what this is for clickable banners for your for people that you're advertising for on your site, okay? And what you can do is come in and create categories, clients, and then the banners. It's much like the article system where you create the category first and then the client has several banners. And you can even track the clicks on their banners that lead to the outside web page. So this is much more for advertising for other clients. You can create banners here, but again, this is for leading to outside clients where you're referring resources to them. In our knowledge base, we have a pretty good article about that banner module, and I'm going to actually go to 3.1. It's very, very similar in 3.2. It should be under components. It's not here. Let me go ahead and search for it. Banner. Oh, it might be banner module. Yeah, banner module. So this explains it pretty thoroughly. So you come in and you set up a client. There's a shoe store. They have different categories, men's and women's shoes, and then different banners. There's men's work boots, men's dress shoes, and then women's, of course. And then it shows you how to create the banner through the component, and then how to add the banner, create the image, and all these screenshots, and they pop out. They help you create that. If that's something helpful for you, I'm going to copy that, send that to you, Leon. Hopefully that helps. Leon says, please explain the value of featured articles again. Don't understand the difference between normal article. Yeah, sure. The featured article, menu item type. Remember, art class is a featured article. Featured articles are a way to get two articles to appear on one page. Okay, notice how the home menu item, you can only get, this is a single article. And then if we go to Art Gallery Tours, this is a single article as well. Now, art classes, you can get 2, 3, you can get infinitely many articles to appear on one page with a featured article menu item type. And you can pull from different categories. All right. For instance, if we go back to our article manager, notice, let's feature all of our articles. And notice how these were in different categories. Art Gallery Tours and Art Classes. Let's refresh. And they're all featured now. Okay. The other way to do that, to get multiple categories on one, or multiple articles on one page, is to create a category blog menu item type. And that only pulls from one category specifically. People use that a lot of time to create their blogs. All right, Leon, I hope that helps you a little bit understand the difference. Leon says, okay. Okay, all clear. Thank you. Thank you for attending. KG says, which module measuring swear do you use? Swear. Module measuring software. Module measuring. I don't know what you mean by module measuring. I use the page ruler. This is an add-on for Google Chrome, page ruler. It allows me to measure certain in pixels, certain areas, so I know that the width of this image is 250 pixels wide. Okay, again, this is an add-on, an extension for Google Chrome. I think that's what you mean. Let me know if that's not what you mean. You can measure like the width of this container if you wanted to pre-size an image. This is called the page ruler from Google Chrome. And this is 982 pixels wide, it looks like. Okay, so KJ saying yes, thank you. To get extensions for Google Chrome, go to these little three bars here and then go to Tools and Extensions, and you can search for different extensions. Okay, I used to use Measure It. Looks like it's not here any longer. Yeah, Measure It right here. This one kind of wasn't functional on my page anymore. So Page Ruler 2.0. This one works pretty well. And I want you to notice too, we have our own Google Chrome extension. Let me enable this. And what that means is when you're using Google Chrome with our site, you click on the little cloud icon, and that's going to allow you to access your client area or your cloud control panel. Click on this. It will take you directly to your cloud control panel with cloudaccess.net. You can also access our knowledge base directly, look up a domain name, launch a new Joomla site. You can get an RSS feed to our blog, submit a ticket, go to our YouTube channel directly, or attend one of our free webinars. So that's helpful. It's helpful. I think we have one developed for Firefox too if you're using Firefox. Leon says, it's easier to find if you only search for unpublished. It's easier to find. I forget what we were talking about. Leon, I forget what we were talking about. Let me know if you have other questions. That was when you tried to install the template. Oh, yeah. Let's go back. Let's check that out. Maybe we can get back to Jessica's question there a little bit. Let's go to the plugin manager. Status. Disabled. Authentication. Not Gmail, not Caption, not Smart Search. Not language, not this, not this. Not two-factor. It's just not here. Authentication, IDAP, it's the only one. LDAP? No, this isn't it either. I don't know. It's really strange. I need to reach out to T3v3 because those plugins are just not in the site. We could go back. We could go back to that templates page and try to download the Quick Start package. Let's go back. Go to T3v3 and close some of these windows I don't need. Here we go. Let's download again. Let's just try it one more time. So we downloaded the blank template. Maybe I just need a new file. Maybe it just didn't download correctly. I mean, that happens sometimes. Let's delete this out of here. I'm just waiting for this page to load. Let me know if you have other questions. While this loads, just to looks like T3v3 is down, or their download page is down. Nope, okay, here it is. Let's get Quick Start. This is all the sample data. This is a lot larger, so this is going to take a little bit longer to download. and install. Hopefully we can get it done quickly. Here we go. So this is a zip file. Remember, it says blank, but it should be full of sample data. Let's save it. Try one more time to get that from them. Just another minute, still downloading, 10 seconds left. While we wait, just a reminder that on Wednesday of this week, we're going to open this art gallery website back up and we're going to continue developing. We're going to show you that user manager, most importantly. We're going to show you access levels, how to give access to users to different levels for your website. Really important feature. And I think my download's complete. Let's return to the back end of the site. Let's go again to my extension manager. We're going to upload package file. Choose that file again. And I kind of frozen here. Weird. Strange. I'm going to get back to my site. Let's log into Joomla again. Let's actually go to the extension manager. We're going to go to this Manage tab here. This is how you delete an extension or a template. I'm going to come down. I'm going to try to find that T3v3 here. If we want to uninstall that. Let me know if you see it. Here it is, T3v3 blank. Let's select it all the way at the bottom. Scroll back up, uninstall. Let's get rid of it. And now, return to the extension manager. Choose that file and upload and install. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this works this time. If not, I'm going to get a hold of Hung on Skype later today. Hung Din is the Joomla CEO. I've worked with him a number of times on different things, and he'd be interested in knowing that I couldn't find his plugin. So here we get our green message. Let's return. Now, notice how we don't get the message that the plugins were needed. Maybe because it's the file type I was downloading. Not the file type, but the blank template. Let's go to our template manager now. But it doesn't appear. Really weird. Try that one more time. Very strange. Some strange things are happening, people. Very weird. Try this one more time. We are about 8 minutes over. We appreciate everyone attending today and all your questions. I do encourage you to come back next time. We got our green message here. Let's go back to our template manager. Still not here. Let's go to our extension manager. We'll go back to the Manage tab. See if it's just unpublished for whatever reason. It's all the way at the bottom before, so it's probably there again. No, it just didn't install. Something weird's happening. I can't quite figure it out. Strange. Strange. I'm actually going to go to my recycle bin. I'm going to search for, what was it, Meet Gavern. Yep, so here's a Meet Gavern zip. I'm going to restore this one. This is that Meet Gavern template that should be now in my downloads folder. Here it is. So this was I got from Gavic Pro. This is a different template. We kind of showed it earlier. So let's try to install this one just to make sure it's not my Joomla instance that's bugging out. It's something else. We'll go to install. One more time. We're going to try this. Upload package file. Choose the file. Here's Meet Gavern. Zip. Upload and install. Okay, green message. more about Meet Gavern. Let's return to our template manager. Here's Meet Gavern. Let's change the site. Green message. View the front end. And there we go. We have the Meet Gavern template, which is now working. So Jessica, Leon, this is the Meet Gavern template. And it's a different look and feel. You have a different typeface. You know, we'd have to reassign our menu for Meet Gavern, like position 1, banner position. Those positions don't exist in this template, so you have to come back and reassign those. So you'd have to, you know, go to our gallery banner, for instance. Position, remember that position we selected was for the Meet Gavern, or for the Protostar template. We want to go to Meet Gavern. Over here, Meet Gavern. So let's select top and save. And then refresh. And so now we get our banner back. So you have to go back and you have to kind of reassign and get in there and play around. And your best bet really is to learn. I'd say learn using Protostar. And once you're comfortable a little bit, as you've developed a little bit, go ahead and find that template that suits your needs. And remember, Joomla it's a robust content management system. It's not a Weebly, and it's not one of these smaller little tools that you can use to create a website. There are so many features, and again, you're welcome to come back. I hope to see each of you back in Wednesday's webinar, Beyond the Basics. Come back same exact time, learn to develop even more. Thank you very much for attending, and we hope to see you soon. Leon posts many thanks. See you on Wednesday. Hope you'll be able to spend some time on managing or tweaking Bootstrap, or provide link to instructions. I'm not an expert in Bootstrap. I know a tiny bit, but we do have a webinar on that. We did come to our recorded webinars here. Let's go to Template Framework webinars, and here is our Bootstrap webinar. So this was presented by Ryan Boog from Happy Dog Web Productions. He's a really, really smart dude, and he went through all sorts of Bootstrap features and functionality. Really popular webinar. I'm going to send you this link here. Hopefully you get that, Leon. Jessica said thanks. We'll be back Wednesday also. That was really, really helpful. Great. Okay, so we had a lot of people attend today. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you for all your questions. And a lot of people didn't ask any questions. Maybe you're just sitting back and learning and absorbing. Don't be shy, though. When you come back Wednesday, make a list of questions. Put those questions in here. That's what I'm here for. And I want to answer them, give you all the resources I can to help with your Joomla site. Remember, a recording of this webinar will be available later today on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/cloud access. Just here, I'm logged in, but you can go to /cloud access. You can access this webinar. It will be under 3.0 webinars. All right. Take care, everybody. David says thanks. Leon says thanks. Thank you guys for attending. We'll see you again really soon. Take care.